Shannon Smith is entering year number 14 as the head coach here at Hofstra. Coach, thanks for a couple minutes as always. How was your offseason?
Yeah, thanks for having me. Off-season was good. It was fun having the players and the team back on campus and getting the chemistry and doing some team building and bonding in the fall. But really excited to get the team back here after the holidays and the new year and start preseason.
Well, last year you guys had a pretty strong year, 9-7 overall, 4-4 in the conference. What are you taking away from last year?
I think we just learned a lot about ourselves. We really started to hit our stride as a lot of our younger players with didn't have as much experience started to gain that confidence towards the middle and end of our season, and we could really see it carry over into this fall and the work that they put in the summer. So just really excited for the direction our team is going in. We had a lot of youth and inexperience, but I think that also paid off for us. We learned a lot and we gained a lot of experience going into this season.
Well, thinking back to last year, the first thing that jumps out to me is just the tremendous season that Nikki Manella had. Tops of the country in goals, assists, points, in the top 5 in all those categories. How can she take it to another level this year? How does she improve upon what she did last year?
Yeah, I think for Nikki, she works so hard and she's so determined. She has a really tremendous willpower about her. She wants to be successful. And I think, honestly, my favorite thing about her is if you watch her celebrate her goals, she celebrates hard and is very fiery, but she celebrates even her teammates' successes that much more on the field. And I think for us, it was just kind of looking at film and, hey, Nikki, this is where we think you can get a couple more goals, or this is where we can improve your game a little bit. So it's just fine-tuning the small things and just adding new moves to her bag of moves that she already has, so continue to improve upon that. So just excited for Nikki in this upcoming season, and she's been doing a really great job at leading the offense.
How does your experience, you were such a great player, she's such a great player, how can your experience in facing some of the coverages that she sees and the defenses, how does that help in terms of helping her kind of navigate those double teams and triple team situations?
Yeah, I think it helps in terms of just being prepared for putting yourself maybe in the other shoes position of what are type of different defenses a team might throw at us that they try to stop Nikki with. And I think we were always prepared for that individually for Nikki, but then collectively as a team. And I think as the season went on, the team really learned how to play off Nikki and how they can, get assists and points and create opportunities for themselves. So I think that was something that we're going to continue. And I think that going into this year, we've seen a lot of growth in players with, Kaylee Bender coming back, being, Rookie of the Year last year, and Kristen Redding. And then we have some freshmen that have been stepping up, and we have a lot of youth in our midfield, but I think we're really excited for the direction that the offense is going in, and just really excited for Nikki's growth in her leadership and then also in her level of play as well.
Now, you mentioned those other two. That was my next question. So Kaylee Bender had a great year last year as well. Kristen Redding, some good numbers. How does that offense as a whole, another year together, your top 3 scorers coming back, take that next step?
It's huge because they played together, right? Nikki and Kristen have now played with each other for 3 years, and now Kaylee on the field is they've all now been playing for 2 solid seasons together. So I think it just helps build the chemistry and allows them to be able to really play off of each other, maybe throw no look passes, understand where they're all going to be, where each other's going to be on the field to make offense that much quicker, that much smoother. So I think having that years of experience playing with one another, it really allows you to understand how one's going to move and how one's going to think on the field.
Well, you go to the other side of the ball, you obviously have 2 of your other captains, Christine Dannenfelser, so great defensively, and then Lulu Cardello in net. How do you look at the other side of the ball and how they can balance things out defensively?
So, really excited to have Lulu in the cage, a solid foundation for us, and the team loves playing in front of her, and, this is her 4th year starting for us, so it's huge to be able to have that consistency in the cage. And Christine is such a warrior out there on the field and plays really hard and is super passionate, but everyone else is new, so our defense is new. We are very young on the defensive side of the field, and in full transparency, Lulu's the only person that's going to be kind of playing in that same position. Christine changed her position a little bit in our defense. So I think it's been a work in progress, and a lot of learning and growing pains down there in the defense in the fall, but excited for where we started to end up as the fall went on, and the understanding and that balance. So it's good to have Lulu and Christine down there leading us, and then also just having really hungry young players out there on the field, wanting and willing to learn to get better.
And you mentioned the youth a couple times. So who of these young players can we expect to see big things from this year?
Yeah, on the defensive side of the field, we have, Grace Varley, Cece Thurman, Libby Flannery, and Anna Thorpe down there on the defensive side of the field. And then we have a lot of sophomores who didn't see that many minutes last year with the upperclassmen that we had in our team, and Jordan Pohl and Kate Lemery, down there in our midfield, along with Scarlett Walsum, who's a freshman, and Melina Sarlo. So a lot of youth in our midfield, and Olivia Hoover, but also experience just from being in our team meeting room, being in our film rooms, and playing in the practices. So we have all the pieces of the puzzle now. It's figuring out how do we continue to build that chemistry and work hard moving forward.
Well, looking at the schedule, we know you always want to play tough non-conference teams. You've got Maryland coming here. You've got Princeton coming here. How do you feel like that non-conference schedule is going to prepare?
It's going to be great. I mean, we play in such a competitive conference in the CAA. It's really important for us to have competitive non-conference games, and being able to play Maryland and Princeton at home, it's great to be able to have that here at Hofstra and have the fans come to the games, and then also travel into, Rutgers as well as another big non-conference game for us. So just really excited for the level of play that we have in our non-conference schedule to help us prepare for our conference.
And you mentioned that. I mean, the CAA is always tough, right? How do you guys take that next step and get yourselves into the upper echelon of the conference?
Yeah, I think for us this year is going to be really important for us to grow fast and really come together quickly, and play hard in our non-conference games, and know that once conference starts right away in the beginning of March, those games mean a lot, and you have to really be focused. All those games are playoff games, especially in the women's lacrosse conference with the tiebreakers and how you get into the playoffs. So I think it's just really important that we stay locked in, and you have to treat each game in the conference like it's a playoff game, even if it's in March.
What is your key as we sit here to having a good season?
Staying healthy, and I think just getting better every day and focusing on ourselves.
Last thing, the Hofstra supporters, community watching this, what's your message to those Hofstra fans to come out and support this women's lacrosse program this year?
Yeah, I think for us, we're just always very full of gratitude and just very thankful for all of our support from our fans, alumni, the parents, and coming out and supporting us. I know it means a lot to the team, and we're really excited to have you guys at our games this year, at our home games, and cheering us on at our away games this season. It's going to mean a lot, especially in those tight game situations.
Well, Shannon, thanks as always for the time. Good luck this year. We're excited to watch your team play here in a couple weeks.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm looking forward to having you guys follow us along.